Morning, dear students. How are you today? I hope you're fine. Today we're going to have lesson 4, the properties on chapter 1, unit 1. What you learn, the objectives of this lesson. I have here you have to by the end of the lesson to identify to be able to identify. I have historical document and words. Okay, so suppose you read the Gettysburg again address first, and then the preamble to the U.S. Constitution. Write an expression for the total number of words read. Find the value of each expression. What do you observe? Okay, we will know that all of that now. So, does it matter in which order you add any two numbers? Why not? Okay, let's see what's this. I have here properties of addition and multiplication. This is the most important thing. Properties of addition and multiplication in algebra properties are statements that are true for any numbers. So this is important. So properties are what, dear students? Properties in algebra, this is are statements that are true for any numbers. For example, the expressions here, as you see, 3 plus 8 and 8 plus 3 have the same value, which is 11. This illustrates the commutative property of addition. This is what commutative property of addition. Likewise, 3 times 8 and 8 times 3. 3 times 8 and 8 times 3 have the same value of 24. So, this illustrates the commutative property of what? Yes, I can hear you, multiplication. So, this means commutative property of addition and commutative property of multiplication. It's easy and we will take it very fast. So key concept here, I have words. The word here, the order in which numbers are added doesn't change the sum. Symbols for any numbers a and b equals to what? B and a. As we know, a and b, it's the same as b and a. Apple plus orange is the same as orange plus apple. We have taken this before, but we didn't take the commutative property of addition. It's called the commutative property of addition. Some of you know, and some others don't know this information. So I have here, for example, 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2, which gives me the same answer, which is 5 equals to 5. Commutative property of multiplication, it's important to know the order also in which numbers are multiplied doesn't change the product. When I say a times b equals to b times a, so 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2, gives me the same result, 6, right? Okay. So, I have here, when evaluating expressions, it's often helpful to group or associate the numbers. The associative property says that the way in which numbers are grouped when added or multiplied doesn't change the sum or the product. What's this? This is grouping. To make a group, it's what? Associative property. Okay, the associative property also holds true when multiplying numbers. So, I have here the key concept. The way in which numbers are grouped when added doesn't change the sum. Okay, the way the numbers are grouped, it doesn't change the result, it doesn't change the sum, and also doesn't change the product, right? I can hear you. So for any numbers a, b, and c, a, b, when I put a and b in brackets here plus a, it must be the same as a plus B in brackets plus C. So if you group here the B plus C or group A plus B, then adding it to A and here adding it to C, it must give you the same result. So example here with numbers, when I say 5 plus 8 plus 2 equals to 5 plus 8 plus 2 in group. Let's solve in groups. 8 plus 5 here in the first one gives you 13 plus 2, it gives you 15 here, and here 5 plus 8 plus 2 gives you here 5, the same, and 8 plus 2 10, so it gives you 15. So the same answer or not the same answer. So this is what associative property of addition. Okay, associative property of addition, it doesn't change the sum or doesn't. Okay, and associative property of multiplication also doesn't change the product. As here, as I say, as you see here, for example, I need the marker here. Okay, as you see here in this example, my dear students, 4 times 6 times 3, I grouped here, I put here 4 times 6 in brackets in one group times 3 and equals to 4 times the same as 6 times 3 in another group or brackets. When I say 4 times 6 equal 24, all times 3 gives you 72. 4 times 6 times 3 here gives you what? 18. So 4 times 18 gives you what? 72. So here 72 equals to 72. Here when I change the places, this is associative. I changed the groups. This is called associative property of multiplication. When I change the places, it's what? Commutative. But change the groups, it's what? It's associative. Okay. So I have here some key concepts I want you to know. This is important to know. I want you to write it down on your notebooks. So you have here or copybooks. The following properties are also true. I have additive identity. What's the additive identity? I have here words. When 0 is added, okay, I need the marker here. When 0 is added, this one, to any number, the sum is the same number. Okay, this is easy. I know that you know it. A plus 0 is the same as 0 plus A is the same as A. When you add 0 to any number, it gives you the same number, you say. Okay, example here, 5 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0, 5, 0 plus 9, 9. It's very easy. This is, it's the most important thing to know. It's the additive identity. Additive identity, okay? The multiplicative identity here, when any number multiplied by 1, the product is the same number. Okay, 8 times 1, A for any number, okay? 8 times 1 equals 1, and 8 times 1 equals A. Equals 1 times A, okay? So it gives me A, okay? Here, 1, it's like a mirror. 1 times 7 equals 7, 6 times 1 equals 6. The ghost times 1 give me the ghost, okay? For example, I'm joking. So, multiplicative property of 0. We have multiplicative property of 0. When any number is multiplied by 0 gives the product will be 0. Yes, when I say A times 0 equals 0, A times 0 times A equals 0. So, it's, for example, the number here, okay? Okay, it's easy now, easy. Example 1, I have here name the property shown by each statement. Okay, this is important to know, and I will ask you for this, okay, in a quiz. So name the property shown by each statement. 3 plus 7 plus 9 equals to 7 plus 3 plus 9. I changed here the order of numbers. The order of numbers changed, so it's what? Okay, and we have here plus, so it's what? Yeah, commutative property of addition. Excellent, Farah, I can hear you. When I have here in number B, I have here 8 times 6 times 5, 8 times, okay, I changed the groups. Okay, I associated here the groups. Okay, so it's called the grouping of numbers and variables. It changed, so it's what? Associative property of multiplication, because here between them multiplying, the dots here, Abdurrahman, the dots here is the multiplying. Excellent. Okay, Ali, I can't hear your voice. Why? Okay, because you're playing with Sajid, I know. So we have here CO0 dot 12. When I say here dot, this is what? This is multiplication equals 0. This is what? The number was multiplied by 0. So when I say the number is multiplied by 0, this is a multiplicative, yes, multiplicative property of 0. Okay, Easy now? Okay, example 2. Mental math. Use your own mind now. So when I want to ask you, find 4.25.11 mentally. Okay, what should I do now? Group 4 and 25. Why? Because 4 times 25 gives you what? Multiple of 10. And when I do some calculations, I prefer that I have multiple of 10, right? So it will be easier to calculate it by your mind without using calculators. So you have here to group 4 and 25. When you group 4 and 25 together, you'll get the answer of the product of 4 and 25 gives me 100, fortunately. So it's easy to multiply 100 mentally, right? Yes. So 4 here times 25 times 11, I use the associative property to change the groups. Okay, 4 times associative property of addition or multiplication. What do you think? Associative of it's written here addition, no, of multiplication. Associative property of multiplication, it's not addition here. Okay, so 4 times 25 gives me 100. Then I can here do what? I can here multiply 100 by 11 easily. It gives me, okay, 1100. Okay, correct this in your books and write here associative property of multiplication. I can hear you, my dear students. Okay, now you may wonder whether these properties apply to subtraction. One way to find out is to look for a counter example. A counter example is an example that shows a conjecture is not true. So find a counter example here. State whether the following conjecture is true or false. If false, provide a counter example. Subtraction of whole numbers is associative. Write two subtraction expressions using the associative property and then check to see whether they are equal or not. So I have here 9 minus 5 minus 3. And I have told you before, this is the, okay, I want to show you this. This equal or not, this is the question of equal or not. Okay, okay, and this is not equal. Okay, okay, so 9 minus 5 9 minus bracket 5 minus 3, close the bracket, is it equal to 9 minus 5 in brackets minus 3? Okay, state the conjecture. Okay, 9 minus 2 here, 9 minus the result of 5 minus 3 gives me 2, 9 minus 2 gives me 7. If I change the groups here, okay, it gives me what? It gives me 1. So they are not equal. So this is a counter example. Okay, that's 9. Okay, that's the two expressions doesn't give me the same result. So subtraction is not associative. The conjecture is false, right? Okay, it's interesting now. I think so. Simplify algebraic expressions. To simplify algebraic expressions means to write them in a simpler, in a simpler form. It comes from from the word. So you can use the associative or commutative properties to simplify expressions. Okay, okay. Simplify algebraic expressions here. Simplify each expressions. When I say k plus 2 plus 7. Okay. When I have here k okay, I want the marker. K plus 2 plus 7. What should I do now? I have here variables and numbers. So what do you think? I will use the associative properties of addition, right? So I will put the variable outside and put the numbers together. It's by logic. So k here plus 9. And I'm doing what here? I'm doing simplifying each expression. Okay. So to make the expression more simple, okay, I have here 5 times d times 9 and d times 9 in brackets. What should I do now? I have numbers and I have just one variable. So I should change the order of numbers and variables. When you change the order of number and variables, what's this? It's commutative, yes, property of, and I have here multiplication, so it's commutative property of multiplication. Excellent. Then After I changed the places, okay, what should I do now? I put here the number with the other number 5 in the group. This is grouping. Regrouping means associative property. And if you have here multiplying, so associative property of multiplication. Easy, easy. So here 5 times 9, 45D. This is substitution. I put here substitution property of equality, okay? Okay. Inductive reasoning. In inductive reasoning, conclusions are made based on past events or patterns. So note that each step in example 4 was justified by a property. The process of using facts, properties, or rules to justify reasoning or each valid conclusion is called deductive reasoning. So by this we have covered the lesson. I want you to solve the practice book lesson. This is lesson 3 on your practice book. Okay, my dear students, to be sure this is okay. This one on the no yes, lesson 4 on your practice book. See you, my dear students. Thank you. Bye bye.